The moment his eyes met mine, I felt my chest tighten as if the air around us had vanished. There was something about the way he looked at me, soft, unguarded, and almost trembling with a secret he couldn't hold back anymore. I never thought that one bed, one night, could carry the weight of so many unspoken promises. Yet here I was, lying beside him, knowing that everything was about to change. My body burned with the closeness of him. My heart ached with the tenderness in his gaze, and all I could think was, if he reached for me, I wouldn't be able to stop myself from falling. This wasn't just a night of shared space. It was the beginning of infinite promises written on our skin, whispered in the dark, and sealed with every breath we shared. I never imagined we'd end up here, the two of us, tangled in something so fragile yet so consuming. For years, I had been drawn to him in ways I could never admit out loud. Every laugh of his, every careless brush of his hand against mine, every moment when his presence filled the room, it was all a slow undoing. And yet here, with just one bed between us, that slow unraveling had reached its inevitable climax. He shifted closer, his warmth seeping into me, and my resolve crumbled like sand beneath the tide. It began with the silence, heavy yet comforting, the kind of silence that says everything without words. The city outside was alive with lights and noise, but in our small world, inside this dimly lit apartment, there was nothing but him and me. I could feel the tension crackling like static in the air, pulling us together and daring either of us to move first. My heart hammered against my ribs, as if trying to break free and leap into his hands. I turned slightly, and there he was, lying so close I could see the flecks of gold in his eyes, the rise and fall of his chest, the way his lips parted as if waiting for words that never came. He smiled, faintly, almost nervously, and I felt my own lips mirror his. That smile was everything. Years of friendship, years of pretending, years of careful distance dissolving in a single moment. His hand moved hesitant, until it rested just inches away from mine on the sheets. I couldn't resist. My fingers slipped toward his, brushing lightly, as if testing whether this was real. He didn't pull away. Instead, his hand turned, and our fingers intertwined in the simplest, most intimate gesture I had ever experienced. It felt like electricity, like fire, like everything I'd been holding back had suddenly been given permission to exist. My throat tightened, my eyes burned, and I whispered his name, almost afraid to break the fragile spell between us. He squeezed my hand in answer, and that one touch said more than any confession could. But then he moved closer, so close that the heat of his body became indistinguishable from mine. His breath brushed my cheek, warm and unsteady, and I knew he was trembling just as much as I was. There was fear, yes, but more than that, there was longing, raw, unfiltered, desperate longing. I closed the distance before I could stop myself, my lips brushing his in the faintest kiss, like a secret shared in the dark. For a heartbeat, he was still, and then, as if he'd been waiting forever, he kissed me back. The kiss deepened slowly, tender at first, then hungrier, like we were both catching up on all the years we had wasted denying what we felt. His hand slid up the back of my neck, pulling me closer, anchoring me in a world where only we existed. My fingers found their way to his jaw, tracing the rough edge of stubble, memorizing the shape of him, the solidity of him. We kissed like it was the only thing keeping us alive, like our souls had finally found their way home. When we finally broke apart, our foreheads pressed together, breaths mingling, I realized I was shaking. I can't control myself when I'm around you, he whispered, voice raw, almost broken. The honesty in his words unraveled me. Then don't. I breathed back, my voice trembling but certain. Don't hold back anymore. And he didn't. His hands roamed, reverent yet desperate, exploring me as if memorizing every inch, every curve, every detail he had only dared to dream about before. Each touch carried a promise, each kiss a confession, each breath a vow that we were no longer hiding. The walls around us disappeared, the world faded, and all that remained was us, two lovers, one bed, infinite promises. We talked between kisses, whispered truths that had been buried for too long. He told me how long he'd wanted this, how hard it had been to stay silent, how every moment near me had been torture and bliss in equal measure. I confess the same, the words spilling out in gasps and sighs as his lips traced down my skin. It wasn't just passion. It was everything we had been, everything we could be, laid bare in the dim glow of the night. The night stretched endlessly, filled with soft touches, stolen breaths, and confessions spoken against each other's lips. The city outside might have kept moving, but for us, time stopped. Every laugh, every whisper, every brush of his hand against mine was a thread weaving us together into something unbreakable. And when the dawn finally crept through the curtains, painting his skin in shades of gold, I knew this wasn't just a night. This was forever. His arms tightened around me. His lips brushed my temple, and he murmured, "I'm never letting you go." I smiled against his chest, my heart swelling with a love so fierce it left me breathless. "Good," I whispered back, "because I'm already yours." Two lovers, one bed, infinite promises. And for the first time in my life, I knew every word was true.